Hi guys, Jimmy here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's doing well, staying safe and looking forward to the weekend ahead. And it is going to be a bit of a scorcher apparently come Saturday and Sunday here in the UK. So today's vlog, a couple of bits going on here today. One is going to be an update what's going to be happening for the next month ahead. I've had to do some vlogs in advance and I'll be explaining more about that a bit later. Second one is I brought 4 DVDs from the local charity shop. I couldn't resist them actually. One of them's a classic, one of them's a guilty pleasure, and 2 of them are just a bit bonkers really. And then also what I traded in at Computer Exchange. So last week I did Saying Goodbye Part 2 and I decided to on Wednesday I went down there and I just traded everything in, and that was good. And did I actually keep any, or did I get rid of everything that I wanted to get rid of? So we're going to start with that first of all. So I went down to Computer Exchange on Wednesday and traded everything in that was in the vlog that I done Saying Goodbye Part 2. I did keep one film, and this was just in case if I'm missing something about this. I mean, it's a lovely steelbook inside here, but the film just for some reason doesn't do it for me. And I kept Event Horizon. The price of it won't really go down. There's no new editions of this coming out, and it is quite sought after. But I thought to myself, do you know what? When I'm back, I'll watch it again and see what happens and see if it grows me. For some reason, it just doesn't click with me. So I thought, yeah, because in the comments in my last vlog, people were saying how Event Horizon is a really great film, and it should be right up my alley, so to speak. But I just don't get on with it. But I'm going to give it one more try, and if it doesn't work out for me, then it's saying adios to Event Horizon. Then, yeah, when I was in Computer Exchange, I traded everything in, and I ended up getting in total £230 exchange. So some of the highlights were the Goonies that I had, the 4K chest edition. That was £26. I've got 2 editions of the Crow Steelbook. I don't know why I've got 2 of them. I kept one of them, got rid of the other one. I got £21 for that. John Wick, Knife of Ice, that was £6 and £8 respectively. Shiver of the Vampire, I got £13. Urban Legend Trilogy, I got £12. Lighthouse, I got £8. Killing Birds, I got £6. The Witches, that was actually the Blu-ray for The Witches. For The Witches was quite good. That was £25. I Know You Did Last Summer was £16. I got the Batman Anthology, got £13 for that. And then the big one, and this was quite funny actually, was 28 Days Later. So I got £70 for that. And literally every member of staff came to look at the steelbook, and they were asking me about it. And I said, look, I've got it in, I think it was Malden I got it actually, a good number of years ago. And I said I'd left that until the very last one because I wasn't too sure if I was going to trade it in, and I said to him at the end, actually, yeah, let me just trade it in. And we were talking about the film, and I didn't realise that 28 years later is going to be part of a trilogy. They've either already filmed, or they're filming it almost back to back, part 2 to 28 years later. So it's going to be a trilogy in itself. So yeah, we had a good chit chat in there. I got rid of Urban Legends and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and they came up as just the limited edition, and I could have, if I wanted to, taken out all the art cards and all the posters, because that wasn't on their description. It was just box set, I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legends. But I don't like doing that, because when I go into Computer Exchange and I see a box set and I think, all right, has it got all the goodies in there? And all the goodies are missing. I'm like, oh, do you know what? I don't like that. So yeah, I didn't do that. I left everything in there, and I just didn't know that everything's in there anyway. And he was like, oh, okay, no, we didn't. It's not on our listing that it should have all these extras in there. But one thing Computer Exchange are doing now, and I think it's very good actually, is they are making sure that when it's a limited edition and it says poster, art cards, badges, pins, or anything like that is included, they do check it now. Whereas before, they used to just look at the disc and then just scan it in, and that was it. And it was a bit potluck. You know, if you bought, I don't know, let's say Event Horizon, and it's got some goodies in there and they were missing. Now they will say, right, no, we're gonna have to take money off for this edition, or actually, because it didn't happen to me, I'm only assuming that, or they will refuse it, because it's not going to be fair on the next person buying it, especially if they're buying it online, because then they'll think, yeah, everything's in there and they don't have it. So that was good. That was good. But yeah, so I've got £230 voucher. I did keep Event Horizon, so I'm going to give that one more try and see how that goes. And then for the next 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm not going to be about as much as what I normally am. It's that time of the year when Jimmy Boy disappears for a while. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know where I will be for the next 3 to 4 weeks. But there will be still a couple of vlogs from me. However, I have filmed, I think, 8 vlogs I think I filmed, and they're just purely unboxing. So good news, you won't be looking at my ugly mug whilst I'm introducing them. So literally it's just going to be the red background as normal, and it's just going to be unboxing. They're all very, very quick. I think like 2-3 minutes. Story of my life. And yeah, it's just going into the editions that I've got. I'll be honest with you, most of them are old editions that I've not opened up yet. So yeah, there's going to be like no latest releases, but it's just to keep things ticking over for a while. But I will be doing other vlogs in between them, but it's just to make sure that it's ticking along. And also I've brought back edition of the day. I stopped it for the last couple of weeks. I didn't have the time on my hands to actually pick the films that I was going to choose and then load them all up, but I have done that, and I've done that for I think the next 30 odd days actually, so it well covers me on that. So the edition of the day is coming back, and one thing that has done for me, it's actually helped me choose what to keep and what to get rid of, because it's just got so much stuff here, stuff in the loft, stuff in this cabinet down here, and I'm just not going to watch them again. So I think I'm doing all my still books at the moment, and then I'll be going on to the limited editions. But yeah, it has made me appreciate some of the films that I've got, well, some of the editions that I've got, but it's also made me think actually I don't need to keep that anymore. And that's what happened with 28 Days Later. To me, the value is pretty much where it is. It might go up a bit more again. It's all relative, isn't it? The new steelbook's coming out, and I'm happy with that. I actually watched it the other night, and it was really good watching it the other night. Yeah, some parts of it are quite grainy, but again, that adds to it. So looking forward to in the 4K, but I don't think the 4K is going to be picture sharp. But you don't want it to be, well, I don't want it to be picture sharp. I like to remember the original 28 Days Later all those years ago. Yeah, so that's what's going to be happening over the next month. And as I said, I traded in everything on Computer Exchange bar Event Horizon, and now I was in the local air ambulance the other day, on Tuesday I think it was actually, and I picked up 4 DVDs, and I said I wasn't buying DVDs anymore, but they were 50p each, and I thought, do you know what, let me get them. And they are a right mishmash. One of them is an absolute 80s Stonewall classic. I absolutely love it. The other 2, actually, there's another one from the 80s, one from the early 2000s, I think it is, or 2 from the early 2000s. So we're going to start off with, let's start off with this one. Let's start off with Cobra. Yeah, so I'm sure this one was it the late 80s? It's not, I don't think it's his best film. It always reminds me of the George Michael Faith video. I think it's The Glasses. But I do enjoy watching it, but it's just, you know, uber violent and whatnot, and it's good. But for 50p I thought, you know what, I'll get that. And what it reminded me of was when DVD first started coming out, it was those snaps on the side, and that often reminded me of the good old days of VHS tapes, where you get that clunk click every trip, as they used to say in the driving ad. But yeah, so I picked up Cobra, 50p. I don't like it enough to need the 4K. I don't need it enough really to do the 4K, to be honest with you. But yeah, and then the other film, which I'll probably only watch it once, but it recently came out. Arrow done a limited edition of it, and that is Demolition Man, and Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Again, yeah, I could do that all day. But I got this one. It said 50p. It's absolutely mad. It's absolutely mad. I remember watching it in Sutton. I think it was in the Sutton cinema, and the only speaker they had working was at the front of the stage, and they turned the volume up so loud that I could barely enjoy it. And I think that's what's ruined it for me. But you've got Sandra Bullock in there, Sly's doing his bits, you've got Wesley in there, and Wesley's mad as a hatter in it, but it is good fun. But it's just, again, it's a film I don't need to have on 4K or Blu-ray. It's fine on DVD. The next one is a guilty pleasure. It just makes me laugh. It's a bit like Employee of the Month, that film. I've got it somewhere in the loft. I meant to get it, but I didn't. But this is Intolerable Cruelty. Catherine Zeta-Jones and George Clooney. I nearly forgot there. It just makes me laugh, and I didn't realise actually until I looked at this the other day. It's actually the Coen brothers. One of the Coen brothers directed it. But it's just so funny. It's just so funny that the old man who owns the law firm is fantastic. But George Clooney absolutely cracks me up, and Catherine Zeta-Jones is brilliant. But I like the scene with the the French guy, that stupid man, that stupid man. It's a film that just, it is a guilty pleasure. And when I sit down and watch it, it does make me laugh a lot. And it's a good film, but they both have very, very good chemistry in this film. But yeah, it just really works. And it's not my normal type of film, but it just absolutely cracks me up. And then the other one I got, which was 2 films on one, and I got this from the charity shop for 50p, and it is Romancing in the Stone and The Jewel in the Nile, or is it The Jewel of the Nile, Part 1, Romancing in the Stone. I remember going to see this in Hammersmith Odeon. I must have been about 15 at the time when I first saw it. Absolutely brilliant film, absolutely. But the follow-up, The Jewel of the Nile, is decent as well. Romancing the Stone is just Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas. So I was going to say another Kathleen. Yeah, it's just so much fun. But this one, again from the charity shop, had both this in there, and it had actually a little flyer in there as well, which was really good. So I've got that. What's the flyer I have in here actually? Hot Shots Pots. Oh my God, I've just realised that. Sorry, they've actually got Porkies and Porkies 2. If I could ever come across them, I'd get them. Porkies was absolutely mad. And Hot Shots Part 1 and 2, that would be worth picking up actually. This is the problem. I'll end up going on bloody eBay looking for these now just to get the set. Honestly, I know what I'm like. And on the reverse, you've got the Fly, Return of the Fly, and then the remake, Fly 1 and 2. But yeah, I might look for Porky's and Porky's Revenge. Porky's The Next Day. I remember watching Porky's when I was younger. That explains a lot. Anyway, guys, that was my little vlog for today. As I said, not going to be around for a little bit of time, but there will be a couple of vlogs that I hope you find interesting. And yeah, I will see you on my next vlog, whenever that may be. But listen, enjoy the weekend, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you real soon.